What's up, everybody? Good morning. Starting the day off with a downtrend, eh? I'm checking to see if there's any way to get in on this. Doesn't really look like it. Hello, everyone. Good to see y'all. Hey, Paul, capital P, Jersey, Fernando, Nico, Squid, Gary. Hello, everyone. Morning, Matt from Texas. Hey, Neil. Totally, Fernando. Glad to be here. We got 2 minutes now till the market's open. We're gonna get after it. We still have not made a new low to this downtrend. So that would be my first thought here this morning, is we could get a short. Although on the Nasdaq, it looks like we do actually have our new low. We had this move down, break out of the channel, and a new low has already been formed. Move down, break, new lows formed. So here is where we have to pause shorts, and we're more likely to get a bounce. So yeah, the Nasdaq, we're already kind of expecting it to bounce. That does make the ES trade a little bit not as good. Sax, good morning, and yes, it is Dad Joke Friday, so get your best dad jokes ready, everybody. Gary B, what bar range do I trade? I don't trade range bars. Okay, market is open. We're seeing if we get any sort of setup for a short here. I guess, yeah, you're right, blue collar. There would have been a little second entry right here, technically. You have one attempt down, that's the second attempt, but to me, that's just one move back, so I wouldn't have been interested in that anyway. Nasdaq again. already has that new low. Possibly forming a little base for the bounce. I'd prefer to trade the short side just because of the overall bias, but we're gonna have to see where the market goes to start the day. Seeing if there's any levels of interest down here. I think we already filled. No, we haven't filled this gap or that one. Okay, let's take a look at that. I had it on my chart yesterday. I think I accidentally deleted it. All right, there we go. Both of those gaps are on the chart. Still got a ways. Still got a ways. All right, we still have not made the low on the S&P. So could consider a short here if we can get back to the EMA. Looks very heavy, looks like it wants to break. Still waiting for the actual bar to get close to the EMA. Yeah, didn't get that lower high that we needed. Still have not made a new low yet though. Yeah, Bruno. Yeah, and Nasdaq did not even look bad. It's just dropping down here. All right, the ES looks like it might be making a new low here, and we're gonna have to pause the shorts. Morning, Bill. Hey, Tom. Thank you. Yes, yes. Smash that like button, everybody. Maybe getting our bounce as we do have the new low of that downtrend. Gonna be watching for this. I'm gonna reload my chart just in case. Morning, Go. All right. Got my chart reloaded. Bars do look a little bit different. I'm gonna do the same on the Nasdaq. All right, I am going back on the Nasdaq, looking at some of these gaps that we might go and fill today if the if the bottom keeps falling out. All right, so we got one gap filled there, and the other one is up here. Let's see. So both the S&P and the Nasdaq have significant gaps to the downside that still remain unfilled. All right, there we go. So got our gaps to the downside. Couple major lows down there too. And maybe where the market wants to go. I mean, the Nasdaq for sure is just bleeding. We still have to be patient. You don't want to short too soon here. This does look like two equal moves almost. So especially if we get one little push down to this, that will be two measured legs, which is often when the market will go the other direction. And we're also seeing the S&P right now bouncing a little bit. It's above the EMA, headed upwards. Let's see if the buyers actually want to support this move, or if it's just a little pullback. Okay, now we're getting that pop down on the ES. Very close to a new low. I don't know if there is the possibility of a wider channel. It really doesn't look anything like that. I think still we got to play this as the second leg of that first move down, and we're just barely making a new low here. So all this makes sense price action wise. Two legs in a downtrend, still expecting a possible bounce. However, if the EMA keeps holding, if this just keeps getting rejected, keeps going down, that is when we'll have to look for a different channel. This would be very unusual to start a new channel on the second leg of a move. You don't usually see this. You don't usually want to do that, because then you could just infinitely make channels, right? Each time you get a break, it's just like, oh, new channel, and you know, yeah, that's just not how price action works. You can't just keep making channels on the second legs. But we'll see. Right now we barely made a new low. Bulls still have a chance to step up and try their hand at a move to the upside. Okay, here we're starting to get some bullish candles, trying to get above the EMA. Also, so we're aware, it is options expiration day today, so we could get some interesting price action. Aside from that, we don't have any more news. We already got through it. Retail sales is this morning, month over month. Also the manufacturing index, all good numbers for the most part. So economic numbers, nothing, no big surprises or anything. Another rejection at the EMA. We push back down below. Yeah, with that rejection of the EMA, we'll start to look at a secondary channel here. Again, not very common. This would be a very unusual price pattern, and if there's any indication that is not holding, even on this bar here, we'll delete it. But I think it's wise to at least put it on the chart for consideration. We do have a little mini wedge too here on the S&P. All right, here we're getting that push up. I'm immediately going to delete this. This is the bounce that we would expect. And so that's a lot better. That's a lot better as far as price action that you can trust. You had to move down, you had to break, you had a new low. This is where you'd expect to bounce. Cricket, good morning to you. Yes, it is important to note that it's OPEX today. Had some momentum going up, but this is already looking weak. All right, so we do have a nice little move up here. You could consider going along as you have a pullback. There's one bounce off the EMA. If you get another bounce, you for sure could consider along there. I would probably prefer to trade to the short side for now. It's been overall bearish, you know, always zoom out. We're right at this kind of resistance. We haven't been able to get above any of these swings, so it would be more aggressive for sure to be looking for a long here. I would rather see this move up, work itself out, and then us get a push down and start looking for a short in here somewhere. Well, another reminder, guys, it is Dad Joke Friday here on the channel. So if anyone has any solid dad jokes, please throw them out. I actually don't tell dad jokes that often, but when I do, he usually laughs. I really need a soundboard. I got to work on that for next Friday. A little badoonch. Or maybe wah, wah, wah. Okay, looks like the EMA is holding a little bit. Why did the day trader break up with their stock? Because it showed no interest. Nice. What kind of shoes do frogs wear? Something about 10-toed shoes or something like that. Something with toad in there. Open toed. There you go. ChatGPT. Yeah, raise your hand if you're getting your dad jokes from ChatGPT. Alright, so EMA did not hold here. What do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. Boom. Alright, Jostein has one. I don't get this one yet. Maybe you guys can help me. Our oldest son was always lying, so we called the next one Leslie. Man, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. It's probably gonna hit me. Less lie. Less. Okay, you have to read it. It's not. You have to. It's a reading joke. Less lie. Thank you, everyone. Remember, I'm on the West Coast. All right. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning over here. Yeah, if you did have that secondary channel there, which again, not a typical pattern to have a channel going on the second leg of a channel, but if you did, that also has a break and a new low. So either way, we're not looking for shorts right now. We want to see an uptrend play out. Yeah, I would agree, Archer. I would also be looking for a long here. So if we can get 2 higher lows in a row, that is the setup, right? So bounce up, get 1 higher low, which is trapping some shorts, and then another higher low right here. Right at the EMA, you want that bar closing above the EMA. If we get that set up, I will be trying out a long. But it has to bounce pretty soon. Otherwise, we don't want this to get too strong as far as the selling goes. ND asking, what do I trade more often, S&P or Nasdaq? I would say both pretty equally. It's whatever. I just wait for whatever sets up. And if one day the ES is setting up better, then I'll trade the ES. If one day the Nasdaq's setting up better, I'll trade that. Right now, on the Nasdaq, we had this channel, right? And I believe this is now 2 measured legs, probably beyond it. Oh no, it's like right at it. So again, this is where you would think that the market may bounce. We have 2 measured legs to the downside. But if we keep dropping here, if this selling pressure continues, we can for sure look at some sort of wider pattern. This fits pretty well, especially if we keep dropping. So for now, I'm waiting for the bounce, playing it as if the downtrend is done. But if the market proves otherwise, then we will adjust from there. And also, guys, this is a little side note. Looks like we hit 10,000 subscribers overnight, which is awesome. So really growing here. Thank you guys for all your support. Much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you. I won't. Yeah, Nico, I won't forget you when I become famous. Oh gosh, that is the last thing in the world that I want. I did not think being famous is a good thing. I don't think it's healthy for most people, so let's hope that doesn't happen. I agree, Archer. Not looking good for longs. We were hoping to get that bounce, but the selling pressure is pretty relentless here. Yeah, I'm looking at that wider channel too, Archer. Kind of tricky. Like this, this would be super wide, double wide. He might have something like so. I don't know. Not really sure. I can't find anything that I really like, but obviously we're bearish here. Obviously we're going down. So we will be looking for shorts. Nice, Nico. Looking forward to our meeting. See you, man. Congrats on making some bank this morning. Man, oh man, the selling pressure nonstop. Sean, the tool is it's a custom one, so I'm not gonna be able to find it anywhere. All right, so we'll see what happens at the EMA here. Again, we're looking short, right? Obviously a lot of selling in the market. Let's see what the action at the EMA brings here. So far we have one rejection. Move back, one rejection. We can come back, reject a second time. That would definitely be interesting to me for a short, but as I'm saying this little mini channel already has a break in a new low, so we have to pause. All right, on the Nasdaq, looks like we are below that measured move. So selling pressure, very heavy. We'll be widening the channel here and looking for an opportunity to short. Good morning, Ketnal. What's up? What's up? Good to have you. ND asking what's my average number of trades per day for both tickers. I average about 1 trade a day. So obviously sometimes it's more, sometimes don't trade in a day. But yeah, that usually there's about 1 solid trade a day that I'll take. ND, most people are over traders. Most people are. I would say that is one of the hallmarks of a successful trader is a lot less trades than you would think. Most professional traders I know, they take like 1 to 3, 1 to 4 trades a day, and that's it. So if you're taking more than that, yes, you are most likely an overtrader. Because think about it this way. In order to successfully trade, you need an edge in the market. You need a specific setup, a specific price movement, whatever it is. There's lots of different edges, but you need a specific edge in the market that has statistical reliability over the long term. That has meaning if you take it over and over, you take that same setup every single day, every time it happens, and over the course of thousands of trades, you need a statistical probability that you will win more than you lose. I'm not talking about your win percentage. I'm talking about the amount you win is more than the amount you lose. You need statistics on your side. You need math on your side. So if that is the case, why would we expect there to be, 20 different opportunities for a mathematical statistical edge to occur in the market? That's crazy to think, right? So if you think about it that way, an edge is not going to happen as often. If it were, then we just, everyone would be trading here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, math and statistics would lead you to the conclusion that less is probably more. And most of the time when people are over trading, that they're not trading an edge. They're not saying, oh man, this set of conditions is statistically reliable, so I'm going to take it. They're saying, ooh, I think it's going to go up. So yeah. All right, so even this little secondary channel has a break and a new low. You know, again, we can for sure be looking at some sort of wide pattern. Just hasn't quite been confirmed yet, right? Because we still haven't dipped into any of this lower quadrant. So I think this is too wide for now. Maybe some of you guys have something better that fits. You know, if you do, drop it in the Discord for sure. This isn't bad. Another rejection at the EMA. And yeah, if you are getting any value out of the stream this morning, please just give it a like. Simple click of the button. That would be awesome. Would be much appreciated. Support the channel. Get other people clued in to some good content. Getting a little bit of a range forming here on S&P. We're still very much bear bias. But you know, even in big drops, even in big trends, the market needs to consolidate for a minute, needs to rest for a minute. That looks like what is happening here so far. The Nasdaq just absolutely dripping, absolutely bleeding out here. So really any semi-decent setup at the EMA is going to be good on the Nasdaq. So we're just waiting for a pullback there. I'm not gonna require it to look super clean with this kind of downtrend. You can fudge that a little bit, but we do want to see a pullback first. You don't want to try to short the low. Chris playing some Sugar We're Going Down. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know that song, all right? just gonna act as if I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't know. I don't listen to that. No way. No way. That's not a guilty pleasure. All right, still waiting for the S&P to do something. It's not as weak as the Nasdaq. Again, the Nasdaq's just dropping. It is just straight dropping. Looks very weak. The S&P struggling a little bit to get down. It looks like buyers are trying. Come on, man. Let's get a pullback. Jeez Louise, I'm just looking at the Nasdaq and this thing is just absolutely determined to keep going down. Any little bullish bar just gets sold up right away. Come on, Nasdaq. Let's get on back to the EMA. Yeah, blue collar, that is that's what I've heard. There's a little Fed speak at 10:30. It's not showing up on Forex Factory, but which is interesting. But yeah, we got some Fed speak coming up, so be cautious, guys. Be cautious. Hey, AOD, good to see ya. The market has red tie energy all over the place. Sure does. Sure does. All right. Nasdaq's starting to make it back to the moving average. We can get closer, get to the EMA, get a bearish bar. That's gonna for sure be an opportunity to short. Although this Fed speak could rocket us up, could do all sorts of different stuff. So we're gonna be waiting. Thank you, Paul. I was just revealing the #1 trading secret that everyone needs to know, but looks like my mic was muted, so oh well. Maybe next time. The Nasdaq, I'm really my only The only thing I need is for it to get to the EMA here and then give a nice bearish bar. I'm not even looking for, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but I just want to see it get back to the EMA at least. I'm struggling to do that. Well, blue collar, at least it's good to be able to admit that. I took the NQ short on a sim because of my dopamine addiction. That's really what it is. And I think people, if you struggle with over trading, and again, blue collar, thanks for being transparent and honest. So I'm not going to single you out here. This is okay. Thank you. Now I'm moving on. If you struggle with over trading and the need to be in a trade, click a button. I would argue that is you're looking for a dopamine hit. You want that rush of like, oh man, I'm in it. I'm in this thing. And yeah, that's something that's really hard to break. But it's required. You have to break that if you want to be a successful trader. You cannot take a trade and be, excited about it, or nervous, or just, all that energy. Like, you should be able to get to the point where you can put a trade on and could win, could lose, doesn't really matter. That's the goal. So if you find yourself feeling otherwise, one major solution is size down. You are probably, I would say there's a 90% chance you are, maybe even higher than that you are using too much size. Like, if you were nervous about losing because it's going to be a big loss, or you're really excited about winning, you're trading too much size. You're putting too much risk on. And there's all sorts of excuses for that people want to make, but hey, just try this. Try for 1 week. For 1 week, trade the smallest size possible. Trade 1 micro contract and take your same trades, do everything the same, but just for 1 week. That's it. And then you can go back to whatever crazy size you're using. Trade 1 micro for 1 week and see how it improves your mindset. See what a difference it makes. Crying while trading. Or do cocaine. Oh, sorry. I probably can't say that with YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. I'm just kidding. Coca-Cola. What I said. Getting some volatility here on this Fed speak. Gonna wait till this calms down a little bit. Paul, there you go. 1 micro starting now. Love it. Getting kind of a micro channel here in the larger one. And again, waiting for a good setup here at the EMA. And yes, we have the election gap below us. Capital P, I have it at 5,812 and a quarter. And then there's one below it. It was like the couple days surrounding the election. I'm looking to see if there's any, other than the gap, if there's any levels we can look at. Here's the low of this day. That would be important to note. We're just about to that. Yeah, Toad, let me flip over to Nasdaq. This is a solid setup here. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. This, oops, ayo, this bar right here looks great. That's exactly what we're hoping for. The only issue that I would have with that on my chart is just the risk to reward. So you're having to risk 17 and a quarter points, and if you're targeting the low, that's only 8 and a quarter. So if you're willing to put your target below the low, then that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of my rule as far as targets go. I don't set my targets beyond the swings. So that'd keep me out of that one. But we're back at the EMA here. Downtrend is still looking good, still solid. So let's see if we can get a little bit of a rejection, double rejection. We're good. Gary asking how good of fills do we get on, I'm assuming you mean Apex. How good fills do we get on Apex, the prop firm? Yeah, I mean, you don't really have to worry about fills in the if you're trading S&P and Nasdaq futures, they're the two most liquid instruments basically in the entire market, so you don't have to worry about fills. But you should always be using limit orders to make sure that you get the right price. Slippage still can occur. S&P is back to the EMA. This is looking good. Just need one more bearish bar. This ticks higher and then reverses back down bearish. I would be interested in that. Did not tick higher. Had a nice bar on the Nasdaq. Just again, too big. Risk to reward wasn't there. Could consider putting a limit order back, but we are nearly moved to a new low already. Archer, yeah, I feel you, man. It's been single entries, just single pullbacks and then drop. S&P getting back to the EMA here. Getting a pretty strong push up here on the S&P. TDL, yeah, we could be getting a second entry on the Nasdaq. Doesn't look like it though with the how ES is popping up. Plus, you'll notice there has been a widening bottom to this channel. And we're essentially, yeah, like losing steam on the downside. We gotta close above the EMA now. S&P is bouncing, so looking less likely for a setup there. Shoot, Nasdaq had a good close on the bar. It was not looking that happened fast. If you were paying attention, that was it right there. 2 legs back. Look at that. Ticked higher, closed below the EMA. Man, I took my eyes off the chart for a second and it set up. That is the downfall of trading 2 charts. Unfortunately, sometimes that's going to happen. You're looking at one chart and the other one goes right when you take your attention off of it. So anywho, guys, for sure we're on the short side of the market. If you haven't realized that, there's no reason to go long in any of this. Yeah, just keep looking for those shorts. And I think it's gonna be a day where you gotta be on your toes a little bit. Setups are happening pretty quick when they do. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for some shorts the rest of the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me this morning. Thanks to all you new folks just joining. Yeah, hit your like button on the way out. I will see many of you over in the Discord. We're gonna try to get a nice setup for today. So yeah, hope it's a good one for everyone. Trade safe, be wise, conserve that capital, and I will see you next time. Peace everyone. Have a great weekend.